Hi everyone, it's Miss Shelia. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you were able to find some examples of literary language, that those fancy words, inventive and playful words that authors use to get a point across in a story in the books that you were reading at home. I want to talk a little more about that today. So, as you heard me mention yesterday, another term for that literary language is something called figurative language. And figurative language has a lot of different meanings, and we'll get into that as the week goes on and next week as well. But when we are becoming the kind of readers that notice that literary language or the figurative language, we want to make sure that we don't get frustrated and we don't just look for it in one book. We want to make sure that we look for it in other books and also in poetry. Now, I know that Mrs. Giordano shared a poem with us yesterday, and it compared a pencil sharpener sounding like a bunch of bees, right? So today, there is another YouTube video of me reading a poem, and I want you to try to find the figurative language in that poem. But today I'm also going to show you that we can find figurative language in all kinds of books. So if you're reading a chapter book at home, that's fantastic. There's probably a lot of opportunities to find some figurative language in your story. But I want to show you that even in picture books, you can find figurative language. And I happen to have a book here called Red Flower Goes West by Ann Turner. And I'm just going to read a page in this story. It's about a family that literally packs up the few things that they have. They sell most of their belongings and whatnot. And whatever they can fit in this little covered wagon is what they can take with them. And the mother in the story digs up one of her flowers from her garden. And she's going to bring this flower out west with them. So here's this one part in the story, and I want you to see if you can find the spots in the story that, or this page rather, that Ann Turner used some literary language or figurative language, okay? Turn it this way so you can see the picture. So it says, Ma started the journey with the flower on her lap. I wished I had something to hold on to, too. When we came to the Missouri, Pa drove the oxen onto the ferry. Jenny said, I bet this is the first red flower to cross this wide river. She's a traveler, like us. At night, when the light from campfire shone through our canvas top, I could see Red Flower glowing warm and bright, like a lantern to show us the way. So remember, let's go back to our anchor chart. Pay attention to special language. I heard a few times where special language was used on this page. So I notice when words are used in special ways, and then I go back and I reread that part. So the first thing I noticed was that the character Jenny says, I bet this is the first red flower to cross this wide river. She's a traveler, just like us. So they're comparing that flower to them traveling from the east to the west. And then the other part that I noticed where there was some special language was that at night, when light from campfire shone through our canvas top, I could see Red Flower glowing warm and bright like a lantern to show us the way. Wow, that's some really deep language right there. So not only they're comparing the flower to being like them, a traveler, but they're also comparing the flower to being a lantern that's used as a way to guide people to light the way. So think about, what special meaning does the author want me to get from that? So right away, I think that, again, that little bit of background knowledge I gave you, that this family, obviously this is a long time ago, we don't really use covered wagons to get to places anymore, but they didn't have much. Remember, they didn't have much going with them. And this little flower was kind of like their symbol of hope, to start new beginnings, a piece of their old life coming with them to start this new life. And they're using it as a guide to get them to their next destination. So today, I want you to continue to read the books that you're reading at home, or the book rather, but also maybe pick some other books up that you have in your house and see if you can find any other examples of figurative language or literary language where those authors are using special, inventive, and playful ways to make a point in the story. Also, think about it in terms of poetry, which is why in the next YouTube video, I want you to listen to the poem, think about the poem that Mrs. Giordano shared yesterday, and see how figurative language comes into both books and poetry. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.